Hey, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to another video. Today we'll be covering two post games. We're making up for that OKC game, so let's just briefly touch on that OKC game. So, after blowing out the Thunder last game by 30 points, the Thunder do it back to us, in which they blow us out on 104 to 87. It was just a really bad game overall. Our shots weren't falling. Our defense was okay. I mean, we held them to what we usually hold teams to. So that was okay. Just shots weren't falling. Just all around, just a bad game. I mean, sometimes these games happen. I mean, and Wall wasn't playing, so just out of rest. So we'll have to see. It just shows how much impact Wall has on this team.
Yeah, definitely. Wall really just makes the game a lot easier for the Rockets, for everyone, especially Christian Wood. Without Wall, really Wood only took 7 shots. He made 3 of them, so it's not like he was terrible, but only 7 shots for potentially like the argumentatively like the best player on the Rockets. That's you can't do that. He's got to be more aggressive no matter what. Everyone else just like didn't really play well. There wasn't any consistency. Oladipo ended up paying homage to Kobe, shooting 8 for 24. But it really just shows that the Rockets really need John Wall, and like eventually, as the season progresses, hopefully he can start playing in these back-to-back games.
Yeah, I agree with. I think I want to put an emphasis on that. John Wall. We missed him. We missed him that game, and it definitely showed. The team was slow to start, slow out of the half, and we knew it was over by halftime. There was no way. Actually, I think they brought it back within 8, and they let it get out of hand again. Um, this is a little bit concerning. But not too much because we're hoping Wall can stay healthy for the rest of the season. It just shows how much of an anchor he is and how much of a leader he is. And my admiration for him definitely went up after last night's game.
I think this game showed that Oladipo can't really be the number one. How do you say, like the number one target on the team? That he has to have like another star. Not only Wood, he has to have like another, either a really good point guard or a really good shooting guard next to him. He can't run the floor by himself. I mean, I know Eric Gordon played, but like comparing to Wall, there's no really comparison. I feel like Depot really needs, yeah, like y'all been saying, he really needs Wall to be on the court with him from the produce good.
Another scorer, someone that can knock down shots consistently. Is a very good pairing with Oladipo, who can get to the basket at ease. And hand the ball or dish the ball fairly well. Yeah, he's just not a good first option.
All right, but let's talk more about this game in which so after the Thunder broke our 6-game winning streak, we end up beating the Grizzlies, who were on a streak, and it was just recently ended. But they're still a very very good team, a playoff caliber team, and we beat them pretty soundly, 115 to 103. And the team is currently 6-0 with John Wall on the team after playing after the Harden trade. And so Jayshawn Tate had a few words about John Wall's impact to the team. He says he just controls the room. He's putting people in positions where they're going to be successful, and the team will ultimately be successful. And one of the big news stories from this game is that Christian Wood faces a gruesome injury. His ankle like bended at like a 90-degree angle. It was kind of rough. Here's a doctor who had an initial diagnosis on him. He said it was like an inversion sprain of the right ankle. And the good thing is that he's able to walk on it, and so that's a good sign of no fracture. But apparently, there's going to be some ligament damage, but it's just a matter of how severe it is. So it could be a few weeks until Wood is back. It really sucks. And Stephen Silas was really emotional after like in the press conference, the post game press conference, and he was just really he felt really bad for Christian Wood because he was having such a breakout year and All Star year, most improved player type of year. And that kind of shows what kind of coach Silas is. He cares about the players, of course, and that really means a lot. And so this game was really good. And what are y'all thoughts, takeaways on this game?
Christian, man, he does not deserve to have this happen. He's already had so much that's like he's had to go through with being undrafted, his girlfriend dumping him on draft day, being cut from teams everywhere, even in China, he got cut. This man had to fight through everything, and now in the first year where he's really like showing everyone, hey, y'all slept on me, I can do it. He really he put his name out there, and now he gets hurt like this. It's really sad. Prayers up to him. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be back in around about 2 weeks, but I'm also kind of worried about the Rockets because we only have two like genuine big men, and that's Christian Wood and DeMarcus Cousins. Now, DeMarcus Cousins is all right in some games. The games that he was starting, he was doing great, but we don't have a backup center, and that's going to be a problem against teams that have like decent backup centers, because as much as PJ Tucker can defend all he wants, there's just some, like, he can't defend 7-footers. He tries, but he just can't. And it's gonna be hard for the Rockets. But knowing Silas, he's probably gonna find a way to get us through. And I feel like the Rockets aren't gonna be too bad. They're not gonna dig themselves into too big of a hole.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to lighten up the mood a little bit. How about we swing things back to Jayshawn Tate with a career high 19 points, 7 to 9 on field goals, 2 of 3 for 3 on 3-pointers. He also had 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks. This man is all over the court, playing like a veteran. I believe he had around 31 minutes. Took advantage of every single minute. Jayshawn Tate for Rookie of the Year, proving it once again. This man is unbelievably good at basketball. He rarely makes any mistakes, and he has a drive that you only see in certain players. It's that type of drive that it cannot be taught. It's you either have this heart for basketball and you put it all out there, or you don't. And Jayshawn Tate is just a special player, man. He really is. If he's not your Rookie of the Year, I don't know who is. LaMelo Ball, okay, all right, ride that hype train. Jayshawn Tate is my Rookie of the Year. I'm gonna keep saying that. I've been saying that, and I will say that until the end of the regular season. Jayshawn Tate for Rookie of the Year.
What I took out of the game is I really like how the team responded to the Christian Wood injury. They didn't really, I guess you could say, dwell on it, I guess. But they kept making their shots. They played a really good fourth quarter. They kept their heads up. They weren't down, I guess, when they saw the injury. So I think the Rockets are gonna do okay until Christian Wood gets back. But I guess we just gotta see what happens. And then there's a report that just came out 5 minutes ago. Christian Wood's gonna have an MRI tomorrow, so we should know the severity by tomorrow afternoon, probably.
And more about John Wall. Apparently, he's currently having a 122.4 offensive rating and 61.7 defensive rating. So that's really good. And the Rockets overall have a 117 offensive rating and a 105 defensive rating as a team. Still keeping up that defensive prowess and trying to maintain that offensive skill sets that we have. And it's kind of interesting how Silas being an offensive coach and the Rockets' main identity is defense, which is really good. And so if we can get those two things clicking, like we've been saying, this team could be really dangerous. And also Wall's 3-point shooting is really good. I think it's one of the best he's had in his career. He's shooting the 3 at 38.2% and at 5.2 3-point attempts. And so that's really good. And then I guess with the whole Christian Wood injury, it looks like Boogie is going to go back to starting minutes. And we all know that Boogie excelled in the starting minutes when Christian Wood was out previously with the ankle injury, that same ankle, unfortunately. But it looks like Boogie's going to do well as a starter. I feel like that like I said again, that connection with John Wall and everything is going to be really good. And just the whole bench is going to the whole team will get better when Nwaba gets back too, because he's also a spark plug off the bench. So that'll be really interesting to watch too in the upcoming games as well.
Speaking of spark plugs off the bench, Eric Gordon, another 20-point game, now his third in a row. His efficiency wasn't the best, but also not the worst. He kind of started off the game kind of slowly, but in the second half, definitely picked it up with being more aggressive, driving to the rim, and just torching the Grizzlies from behind the arc. Also, Daniel House had 13 points. We're getting solid contributions, right, from the Rockets bench, and this is a really great thing. The Rockets currently have a top, I'd say I think a top 10 bench, but the Grizzlies had the best bench scoring wise, and I'm not sure, but I believe the Rockets did basically played the same or just kept up with their bench, and our starting lineup obviously was more successful than the Grizzlies starting lineup. Is how we were able to score all these points and while still holding the Grizzlies to just 103.
So what do you guys think what's going to happen with the Rockets with the whole I feel like this Wood injury kind of means a lot more than it seems initially, because if this team doesn't get it going, this team could be one of those major sellers at the trade deadline. Selling, probably trading PJ Tucker, Ben McLemore, Oladipo. Like you never know, and like Oladipo's getting those rumors as it has been reported from the Knicks and the Miami Heat. So you never know what's going to happen with this team. I mean, it's like a day-to-day basis kind of thing, and I trust Stone to make the right decision, obviously. And so now we're currently tied with the Memphis Grizzlies in the NBA standings. We just gotta. It depends on where this team's headed, but if we can keep stacking up these wins, because this is a good team win, despite all the adversity we face. So I feel like there's a lot of potential and optimism to have despite this disappointing game with the whole injury situation. But there's you have Tate blossoming and things like that. So there's a lot of things to be hopeful for as well.
Yeah, we have 4 weeks left until the All-Star break, and like you said, it all depends on how many games we win or how this team plays after this injury and how they let it affect them. I personally still think we need a center. I'm sure the majority of Rockets fans know that we need a center to survive in the playoffs. So I don't know who we could shop. I was hearing Oladipo for maybe Mitchell Robinson. I can't name another one at the top of my head, but I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be the same old Rockets, or it's gonna be a classic Rockets trade deadline. Even with Morey gone, there's gonna be movement, and yeah, that's all I got.
I feel like the production of the team is obviously going to drop off due to Wood's injury. But I feel like if Cousins could at least play average like he's been playing, or not average, but he's been playing really good recently. But if he could play like how he's been playing, I think we're gonna be all right after the injury. But yeah, I'm just excited to see what we do at the trade deadline. See if we move anybody. See if we get anybody. I really like that Mitchell Robinson trade for Depot. I feel like that would be a really good trade. Get younger, get a better center. See what happens with that one.
I don't know. I mean, we're giving up a guard, a great defensive. I mean, Oladipo's essentially an all-NBA defender guard, and we're giving him up for a kind of reckless center. Mitchell Robinson is a player who can do a lot of good, but he can also like get 4 fouls in like 3 minutes. So he's kind of like a wild card. But I feel like if we were able to get something more, especially in the guard position, or maybe like Frank Ntilikina or Dennis Smith Jr., just like one of the guards that the Knicks just like, toss to the side. They just don't care about anymore, because these players, they all have potential. They just really need to change of scenery, honestly. And
yeah,
New York is just not like a good place for developing.
I like that Dennis Smith. If we could throw in Dennis Smith, I would be really happy with that. I know that they probably won't give us Frank, but yeah, Dennis Smith and Mitchell Robinson for Oladipo. I think that's a pretty good haul back.
Yeah, definitely for a person who's willing about to be a free agent next in this upcoming season. So that would be a really good haul. But we do have a video on the whole Oladipo trade rumor situation coming out soon. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. Let us know what your takeaways are from this game. And as always, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Thank y'all for watching. Peace.